All right, so you've had a litter born and it's nice and it's springtime for the most part, but if you live in a place like Ohio and the nighttime temps can drop significantly during the evenings, how do you know when you're supposed to bring the litter in, leave them outside? What's too much of a stretch? Can mama forget about them? All the things, right? So I'm going to go over what you can do and some guidelines around when you should bring them in, where you should bring them in, because that's also a thing you need to be mindful of. And hopefully it'll help you get through this fluctuation season to where you'll be able to have at least the confidence to sleep better at night. So we recently had our first litter born this spring, and when the litter was born, we had temperatures. She was right on the edge of like a freezing cold night, but she waited thankfully to the day to where it was like 50, almost 60. But the nighttime temperatures again were down to like 28. So that's kind of rough, especially for brand new babies. So here is the deciding factor of number one, if you should bring them in at all. Most of the time, if there is at least 5 kits or more and it's above 40, so creeping closer to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, you can leave them outside if mama pulled enough fur to keep them covered. Ideally, this looks like if the entire litter is down in the straw and then that is layered with fur, and then there's a nice layer on top of them as well. You might see a little bit of an opening because they need air to get in and out. So you're going to see a little bit of an opening, but enough to where they're huddling together and keeping each other warm. Now, when I would bring them in, this scenario would look something like if there was 3 or less and it was under 40 degrees and creeping closer to the freezing temperatures. But the reason that I hesitated even with Lillian is, number one, she was a first-time mom. So I didn't know her habits. Some of them can do great. Some of them are terrible. I would be pulling the litter less than 24 hours old, which is also another touchy situation because the moms just go back to where they knew they left their babies. They don't, they don't mark the spot. They don't know the color of the fur or anything like that. They sniff around, go, this smells right. It's their babies. They feed them, take care of them, and leave. Rabbits do not stay with their litters because mama is she's a predator's radar. If she's there and a wild animal sees her, then she's just attracting predators to where the litters are or where the babies are. So she's not going to stay there. So don't feel like taking them from her for a little while is like a puppy to where mamas are with them a lot. Her whole goal is to feed them and get out of there anyway. The main thing that I was concerned about was Lillian going to go back and feed them when I brought them back. So I went ahead and took the litter as late as possible right before bed. I did bring them in the house, and we'll get to that in a minute, but I put them back outside as soon as I could. So it was like 8 hours or less. And she went right back in and fed them, which was great. She turned out to be an awesome mom. So she did great, but not all of them do that. So how do you know where to put them? So the other differentiating factor is the difference in temperature of where you're taking them from and putting them in. So we keep it a little bit on the cooler side just because, hey, we're cheap, right? We keep it right around 65 to sometimes 68 in the house. It was, like I said, about 28 in the worst of the night, but by the time I put them back outside, it was upper 30s, so 35 creeping up to 40 by the morning. And so that's a good swing, but it's not 40 degrees plus. And so if you're looking at your house is 72 or more in the wintertime and you're freezing or below, I would look for something like a garage, or for us, our basement is significantly cooler. And I could have probably put them down there. It would be closer to 50 degrees down there. So if that's the case, then I would put them somewhere cooler to where it's not such a swing when you take them from your house, which is 72 degrees, and then you take them back outside and it's 30. Their bodies are like, what is going on? It was summer a minute ago, and then now we're back to winter. And so you don't want to stress them out that much. And you also want to keep it cooler because you can't keep mama in the house all the time. You can't keep them. I mean, you could shelve them, but that's a topic for another time. But you want their bodies to know, like, hey, it's cold outside, so we need to kick this fur in gear. So you don't want to confuse their system of being like, what's going on? So try to watch that. So quick recap, what are the main characteristics of moving them in and out from outside, like a barn or a hutch or something like that, versus inside at night? Our main concerns are, will mama go back and feed them? So if you're pretty confident in her skills or she's fed them already, you're probably good there. is there a big risk for them to freeze if you left them outside? If there's 5 plus, she's pulled a lot of fur, and we're above 40 degrees, your risk is pretty low. I think they would be fine. The one risk that you run into is if one got separated from the litter and couldn't find its way back. I've had it happen only once in my 16 plus years of raising them and lost one that way. So does it happen? Yeah, but it's not that much. They're pretty wired to like feel the heat and all of that and go back into the nest. So that's just a concern there too. The other thing that you need to just be mindful of is, did mama pull enough fur? If she didn't, you could kind of like tug some underneath her dewlap or even around her chest and around where she would feed them, and just kind of like trigger her to be like, hey, we need some more. But then the other thing would just to be, if you do decide to bring them in and it's worth it to you to potentially risk, mama not taking care of them, then get them back out to her as soon as possible. Ideally 8 to 10 hours, no more than that, back out to her. Because you're going to notice if they're well fed and you bring them in the evening, and then by morning, you're going to notice they've burned through a decent amount of what they've been fed. So most does tend to feed once or twice a day, sometimes more, but on average it's twice. So I hope this was a little bit more helpful for you to just calm the stress and help you have a little bit more confidence in what you can do and where you're not really going to run the risk of completely ruining it if you do bring them in to your house or in a garage if you have a better option that's just not as warm as your home, and if the outside is significantly colder.